Okay, we have the opportunity to practice these new laws now. Write 3 squared all cubed as a single power in 2 different ways, then evaluate. So we're asking to use repeated multiplication first. So let's do that. 3 squared cubed can be written as 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So that is 3 to the power of 6, which 3 to the 6th power is 729. Now using the exponent laws, 3 squared cubed is the same as 3 to the 6th power. We multiply 2 times 3 together, which was 729. So using the exponent laws, it's a shortcut. There's less writing involved if you know them. So it's a helpful thing to memorize. Part B, 5 times 4 all squared. Write that as the product of 2 powers, then evaluate. So using repeated multiplication, 5 times 4 times 5 times 4. I'll give you the brackets on this one. So that's squared now. Now we can regroup. So we've got 2 5s in there, and we've got 2 4s. So that can be written as 5 squared times 4 squared, which is equal to 25 times 16, which 25 times 16 equals 400. Or we can use the exponent laws, and we recognize that it becomes 5 squared times 4 squared by applying the exponent to both items inside the brackets, which again is 25 times 16, which is still 400. So that's using the exponent laws. Again, less writing using the law. Lastly, part C, write 2 to the 5ths to the power of 5 as the quotient of 2 powers, then evaluate. So we can write that as 2 to the 5th times 2 to the 5th, and we'll do this 5 times. Which you can rewrite as this. Which simplifies to 2 to the 5th over 5 to the 5th. Now this step here is actually solving this part. It's the quotient, so it's dividing of 2 powers. This is 1 power, this is another power. So this is actually the solution that we're looking for up here, but then we need to evaluate it. So we'll then calculate those out. 2 to the 5th power is 32. So that's 32 over 5 to the 5th power, which is 3125. So that's using repeated multiplication. There's a fair bit to write there. But using your laws, you can go from this straight to this. Your exponent gets applied to both the top and the bottom, just like that. And then, as we know, 2 to the 5th was 32, 5 to the 5th was 3125. And you can just use that as your answer. So again, significantly less writing involved. And that's with a relatively small exponent. If this exponent was much larger, you would have a lot more writing to do if you used repeated multiplication. So using the exponent laws really does make a difference in the workload.